Good morning, everyone. It's Julie Boya here of Wake Up with Gratitude, and it is Tuesday, March 24th, 2020. It's hard to remember. I don't know about you, but the days of the week. So yeah, I'm trying to figure that out too. Don't worry. So I did a video yesterday, which was the first in my series around taking care of yourself during the COVID-19 pandemic. And it was all about taking care of your mental and physical health. Really simple things that I shared just to help, get through these times. And we forget a lot about taking care of ourselves when we're in a bit of a panic state. Myself, yesterday sort of fell into a bit of a fear spiral. So I, read something on Facebook and then talked to a friend and then talked to another friend. And I sort of found myself in like a fear spiral where I just kept, I just could feel the fear building up inside of me. One thing that most people don't know about me, because I'm very healthy and you wouldn't know it because I don't generally have asthma attacks, is I do have asthma. I've had asthma my whole life. Well, since I was 10 years old, I was diagnosed with asthma. It's under control. I don't need to take any medication for it. I have a rescue inhaler. The last time I had an asthma attack was a year and a half ago when there were forest fires in British Columbia and the air quality was really, really bad. And I had to get, a secondary steroid inhaler during the forest fire time. So generally people don't know I have asthma. I have a rescue inhaler. It usually expires. Actually, it always expires before I use it all. So I started thinking, I am actually technically, a friend posted something about, 99% of people that die from COVID-19 have an underlying health condition. I'm like, well, I'm one of those people. So, I don't really want to hear those kind of things because you wouldn't know. I'm 44 years old. I seem really healthy. You wouldn't know that. So I got into this fear spiral. I got really nervous and concerned. And, the most important thing, honestly, that we can do to keep ourselves healthy is to stay home. Like by staying home and allowing other essential people to go to work more safely, the more we stay home, the less exposure we have to the public, the safer we actually are. So if we kind of shift our mindset and start thinking about, well, being home is actually right now the safest place for us. So I started thinking about that. I took a warm bath, pretty hot bath actually. I love watching Jimmy Fallon. He's doing the Tonight Show from home. It's usually quite funny and I like it. So that's been fun. I played my Disney emoji blitz game with my daughter. She and I cuddled. We kind of hung out in bed and we did our gratitude practices before bed. And that helped me get out of that fear spiral. So, I'm human just like you guys. I have moments where I get really scared too, but then I come back to what I know and the things that I've learned over, a lifetime of all these things, practicing gratitude, and then a couple years really of being home with my daughter and unschooling. So today's video is about that, about unschooling. And I want to say hello to everyone who's watching live. Thank you so much. Please, drop a comment or a heart to let me know that you're here and let me know how you're doing. Maybe, give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down if you're having a hard time right now. I'm here for you. So something really fun. Yesterday, my daughter, Celine, she's 9. She and I did a podcast together. So she had seen me do a bunch of podcasts with my husband, and she kind of said, can you and I do a podcast together? And I thought, why not? Why not talk about, her unschooling journey and what it's like to learn from home with a parent who works from home. So we have been in a situation like this for over 2 years, and a lot of you guys are experiencing this for the very first time. And I'm telling you right now, it's okay if you're completely shocked and upset and maybe angry, because I was definitely angry and frustrated when this first happened. We homeschooled out of a very rough situation for my daughter. It was out of trauma. She was suffering from really severe separation anxiety and panic attacks. We had moved across the country. She started at a new school. We thought everything was fine, but it ended up that it wasn't. And it took us it took us 6 weeks to figure out that we needed to pull her out of school and start homeschooling. And I was like, the school said, okay, here's the link to the curriculum online, so you can just teach her the curriculum. And I was like, okay, sure. So I literally downloaded the whole curriculum for grade 2 in British Columbia. And I was just like reading through all this stuff. I'm like, how on earth am I going to cover all this stuff like for my child at home who's also like dealing with stress and anxiety? Like it was so hard. And we had this schedule, we had the daily order of things to do. I was trying to do my work while she was doing schoolwork beside me. It did not work. So what I want to just start by saying is that, you're going to try a lot of different ways to make this work, and a lot of them aren't going to work, and that's totally fine. I would say it took us over a year to really find our rhythm and make things work, and we still get frustrated and things still don't always work out. But know that it's okay if you watch videos or you read things or you see posts on Facebook and you want to do what others are doing. I encourage you to try things, but know that like your kids and my kids and everybody's kids are different, and what works for me might not work for you guys. So to explain the difference between unschooling and homeschooling, my daughter said it very simply: is homeschooling, you follow the curriculum that your state or your province or your county has for your grade level for your student, and unschooling, you follow a more student-led curriculum. It's child-led learning, and a lot of the learning is very unstructured. This is a unique time. So a lot of places don't allow an unschooling. That's actually against the law in many states and some provinces in Canada. And I know around the world, there are countries that don't allow homeschooling, period. So this is a unique time and a unique opportunity. Now, for some people, and I know BC teachers are technically going back to work in an online environment as of Monday. There are some children and teens especially who will actually be homeschooling. So you will be showing up for a class maybe with a virtual teacher, or your teacher will be posting work for you to do online, and then you will be submitting virtually as they do anyways, and then your teacher will be marking the work and returning that to you. That will happen in some places. But for others, your child will graduate till the next grade. There will not be any, they won't be barred from going to the next level. So you kind of have a really unique time to try unschooling. And what I love about unschooling is it really allows the child to explore some of their interests, and also just honestly, right now, our kids are stressed and anxious, and they're trying to understand, like, I don't understand why I can't see my friends. Like, we can explain it to them. And whether it's a child or a teenager, I think there's a different level of not quite understanding how serious it is to stay home. So there's stress and anxiety. So an unschooling type model might really be the right thing for you and your family right now. So some of the things that we have used over the past couple of years, the first one I want to mention is sleep. So allowing your child to wake up when they're done sleeping is an incredible gift. How many have struggled with getting their kids up on time for school? This is a real thing. Whether your kids are 7 or 17, getting up in the morning for school is often a real struggle. So if you're a work from home parent and you can set your alarm and get up and do your work while your kids are still sleeping, like, that's a really amazing opportunity. So allowing your kids to wake up when they're done sleeping. And you might think that younger kids might wake up earlier than others, but it really just depends on the child. I find that I'm up, like, I can get up at 6 and my daughter will sleep till 9. It's past 9:30 here. And I think she just woke up. I didn't wake her up. I just let her sleep. I knew she'd had a emotionally stressful day yesterday, so I just let her sleep. So letting children sleep until they wake up is a big one. Now, the whole schedule thing is, some kids need structure and scheduling, and other ones work well with looser structure. So we didn't do well with a hour by hour, couple hours schedule. Didn't work for our family. But we have a general rhythm of the day, because I have to work as well. And now, of course, my husband's working from home, which makes it even more tricky and complicated, but because he and I share an office. So normally, though, what we do is my daughter will wake up. She has time in the morning to watch the iPad. I don't have an issue with it. She is like my husband. She doesn't wake up. Like, I can wake up and go. My husband and my daughter, they need time to wake up and sort of get ready for the world. And, so they need that time. And I'll do some of my work. I'll do some work on my phone, and we'll sit together, and she'll be on her iPad, and I'll do phone on my work on my phone, which a lot of times for me is editing my photos that I've taken of the sunrise. And then usually around 9:30, it's time to get ready for the day. So what we did is we created a list of things that she needed to do to get ready for the day. So what does that look like? So it includes things like brush your teeth, brush your hair, take your vitamins, rinse your shake bottle, get dressed, make your bed, so instead of having like a schedule, we do a lot of lists, or we do some lists in our family. So that can help. It can help with any age child to have a list of like, what do I need to do to get ready for the day? I do encourage families to get ready for the day. We have pajama days every once in a while too. If she's, she'll say, can I stay in my pajamas today? No problem. But she still has to do all the rest of the getting ready for the day. It just sets like a break. It's like, okay, now we're getting ready for our day. There will be learning, there will be work. I work for the mornings. Usually I would do a lot of my interviews and Zoom stuff in the morning. And then what we did is we created a list for her on her chalkboard in her room of things that she can do on her own. So she's 9 and she can do things independently now. And so we created a list. Oh, good morning. My mom's watching from her self-isolation in the main floor of our home. So thanks. That's good. I'm glad we can connect this way. So she has this list of 11 different things that she can do while mommy is on a call or can't be with her. So we've really learned that, she knows that when the door is closed and she can hear me talking, she can't interrupt me because I'm probably recording something or doing an interview or on a call. So that works really well. So in the podcast, I'll share the link because she goes through all the things on her list, which is so great. But make a list with your kids. What can they do? First of all, what can they do independently? Maybe you have one child, so it is all going to be independent. But if you have several children, why not have each kid make a list of what they can do independently, right, without a parent, what they can do with a sibling or more than one sibling, and then maybe a list of things and activities they can do with a parent when a parent is not working, right? So that could be a really fun way to kind of use this list method, and then just post it somewhere so then the kids know what to do. Your kids can't read, that's okay. Use pictures and stickers or whatever you need to do so they kind of know, what can I do right now? I think our kids are really more independent than we might give them credit for. Again, every kid is different. This might not work for you. But I think, we started this at 7 and she probably could have started a little bit younger. So that's a huge one for us. And then the other thing I really want to encourage when you think about this whole unschooling, homeschooling, like having the kids home all the time, is I want to, think about things that are really important right now, which is connection. So our children likely have no one else to physically connect with right now, right? We're in our homes with our children. Some of us are very blessed to still be working. Others are off work. So, the list thing is also good for a parent, right? If you are off work right now and you're not sure what to do with your day, make a list for yourself. What are the things that I can do, to get me through the day? And news just should not be on that list. I talk about mental health in the last video. So, but connecting, and honestly, connecting might just be playing outside with the kids if you can get outside, maybe on a balcony or in a yard. Maybe going for a walk around the neighborhood. We have a rule right now where every day, the 3 of us, so my husband, daughter, myself, we take our dog for a walk in the neighborhood. I just made this rule that we have to get out of the house as a family every day to get fresh air. That's like requirement for us. So, sitting on the couch with your kid and watching Frozen 2, go for it. Starting to binge watch the Clone Wars, why not? Maybe watching some of their favorite YouTubers. You might have to wear earplugs, but that's okay. Giving your child your attention, playing games with your child. That's one thing my daughter and I do a lot. We love playing games. I taught her how to play cribbage. She kicks my butt a lot of the time. We play Harry Potter trivia together. Read out loud with your children. What a great way to learn. Doesn't matter the age. Reading aloud is a really different experience than reading a book yourself. And also for you as the reader. It's very different when you're reading a book out loud as opposed to reading it yourself. So you can do that with your teenage kids, right? I mean, I love the Harry Potter book series. I know that Audible right now has audiobooks that are available for free for children, again, find an old iPhone or an iPod where you can download free content, and they can listen to books if maybe they're not into reading, or, maybe they just want something different. There are podcasts for children. Selena and I love to listen to podcasts. There's one called Wow in the World, which is really fun. It's with Guy Raz. I love him. He does a great one for adults, which is How I Built This. Again, just fun podcasts to keep your mind off some of the stuff that's going on. So those are some of my ideas that has worked for our family. Like I said, I work from home. I've had to take my entire business pretty much online. So I'm going to do my next one tomorrow is going to be on what it's like to work from home, some strategies that you can use to work from home, whether you have children or not. Then I'm going to talk about working with online tools and creating content, and we'll see what kind of comes after that. But I'm trying to just share, I've already been kind of working for isolated and on my own for some time now with a child at home. So yeah, our lives have changed. We don't obviously go out to activities. We don't have that. But I think a lot of the tools and strategies that we've used for the past 2 years can be really helpful. So thank you so much to everybody who watched us live. If this was great, if you had if there was information in this video that you found helpful, I encourage you to share it with other people. We're all looking for different strategies and ways to make it, make this experience as best as we possibly can. And staying safe in our homes is so critically important. So thanks everyone for watching live, and I'll see you tomorrow.